we're going to introduce the violin bow, its parts, how to tighten it, how to apply rosin properly, and also share a few fun facts about the hair in your bow that you might not know. And this is going to be very interesting. So let's start with the parts of the bow. So the first element that you can see here when I'm holding this bow is that there is a dark part. The dark part is called the stick, and this basically can be made out of wood or it can be made out of carbon fiber. So then you have the white. The white is basically the hair, it's the horse hair, and that touches the strings basically on your violin as you're playing. So a typical bow hair number is about 150 to 200 hairs on a single bow. Can you imagine that? And so when I'm holding the bow, at the extremity we have what's called the tip. On this other end we have the frog or heel, is where you hold the bow. It also holds the screw which tightens or loosens the hair. Okay, so this whole part comes backwards as you tighten and the hair stays more straight. So the grip is wrapping, is usually leather or wire, giving you a better hold of the bow. It's this part here. And the slide, then we have the slide or the ferrule, which is this metal band on the frog that keeps the hair spread evenly on your bow. So do you know that a complete horsetail has around 20 to 30,000 hairs, and the female horses are preferred because their tail hair is usually finer and stronger. The Mongolian horses are especially prized, and their tail hair is long and ideal for violin bows. So now we have to talk about tightening the bow. So to tighten the bow, you hold the bow by the frog, as I'm doing such, and then you turn the screw. Okay, generally it's 3-4 times. And you stop when the hair is firm but slightly curved, and it should never touch the stick, okay? So it does not have to go like that. It has to be quite elevated. And a pencil should just be able to pass in the middle of your bow, okay? And that's the right tension. If you over tighten, it can damage the bow. If you keep on turning, this will keep on lifting, but it will also stretch the hair. Okay, always after playing, make sure that you put the bow back in the case, but it has to be untightened. Okay, so the hair is all loose again. And so you do this by turning the screw anti-clockwise and completely loose. You put it back. I can't tell you how many students I've found that I open up their cases to find the hair all cracked because this has been tension, sometimes also for days, and the hair just breaks apart, okay? And also, if you leave it in tension in your case, the hair stretches and the screw may no longer work anymore because the hair has just become longer and is stretched. So now when applying the rosin, before you use a new cake of rosin, which is brand new, you can gently scratch the surface with some fine sandpaper, and this helps it start gripping the bow hair. So you hold the rosin in one hand and then you move the bow up and down in this manner across the rosin from the frog to the tip, okay? Repeat a few strokes. You need to at least do between 5 and 10, and then you've got a good feel depending on the friction, on how much friction you need when you're playing on the violin. So then you test the strings. The bow should grip and produce a clean, smooth sound. If there's too much rosin, you can also whip the bow in the air and it should disperse a little bit. If you have a round cake of rosin like I have it, turn it in your hand as you're applying it, so that otherwise you'll get a dent over time right in the middle, and you won't be able to use all of it, and it will also then break in half. So just move it around as you do that, okay? So in terms of fun curiosities, there's some interesting facts about the bow hair. So a single horsetail could supply hair for over 100 bows. So think about that. How many bows that a tail can supply. Generally only the white tail hair is used for the violin because it grips the rosin best and it produces a clear sound. Although my professor had a black hair bow, and that was the only first and last time I ever seen that. And bow hairs are cut, cleaned and stretched before use. The main hair doesn't work well because it's too coarse. Older horses tend to be used also because their tail has more durable hair, while the younger horses can be a little bit too fine, so we tend not to use those. Each hair is so thin, it's actually thinner than a human eyelash, and collectively they create enough friction to make a beautiful sound. So there's all these hairs together. So basically that's a quick guide on your violin bow. If you have any questions, please let me know by commenting. Take care of it every day. Make sure that, so in summary, that you're loosening it after you play and you rosin it regularly so you keep your sound clear. Okay, so before you start, always rosin a little bit, unscrew once you've finished. So if you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, and enjoy Il Violinista for more tips. Okay, until next time, ciao ciao.